This is the Leading Ladies Podcast with Karen Gray, the show that takes you around the world to share interviews with some of the most successful and relevant people on the planet. Hear their stories and get the most important business lessons they've learned on their road to success, and get exclusive access on how to implement their success into your life and business. The Leading Ladies Podcast is brought to you by the Strategic Advisor Board and your host, Karen Gray.
Hey, are you looking to scale your business from 5 figures to 6 figures or 6 figures to 7 figures? If you are, I have the perfect thing for you. What I want you to do today is I want you to go download a book. This book is going to take you through my 3-pillar system. It's 100% free. All you have to do is go to growfast.cash. I say again, go to growfast.cash, and you're going to be able to download my free international best-selling book, which is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. You can take that book. It's going to help you scale your business to the next level. Again, go download it. Be good, be brief, be gone. Growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. Enjoy.
Welcome back to Leading Ladies. And today I have a personal friend that I get to share with you. She is the amazing Jennifer Tamborski, and I am so excited to have you. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me. I love these conversations. I'm super excited.
Well, today we're going to dive right into the topic of leadership. And I love just getting a feel for what is your definition of leader? What does that mean to you when I say the word leader?
So for me, a leader is somebody who may not necessarily take charge, but can direct and also listen, because I think that's something that is one of the most important and valuable things you can do as a leader is listen to the people you're leading and being able to really understand where they're at so that you can help them get to where they want to go.
Right. How do you lead if you don't understand the context of those that are following and the needs of those that are following? So I love that example, which is, of course, something that I would expect you to say, because that is truly how you show up with your business. So tell our listeners a little bit real quick about what it is you do. And then I would love to know, how do you feel like you do that differently as a woman entrepreneur, as a woman business owner, agency owner?
So I actually am a marketing consultant. I work with business owners who aren't sure what to do first or next in their business to really start generating more leads and more sales in their business. And so a lot of times that means meeting people where they're at. And that's really what makes me different than a lot of marketers or consultants or agencies have a very specific framework. They tell you to do A, B, C, and D. And that's really the only thing they tell you to do, right? It's repeatable, right? It's a repeatable process.
Right. Yeah.
And it's not that it's wrong.
Yeah.
It just doesn't necessarily work for everybody. And that's what makes me different, because I look at the person for who they are and figure out a way to help them get where they want to go based on who they are, rather than just A, B, and C works for everybody, because it really doesn't necessarily.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I love that everything that you do, it is so very custom and bespoke. And as you said, you really are a practice what you preach kind of leader, because you do listen really, really well. And I think one of the gifts that I've noticed about you, and just the interactions we've had and the events that we've been to together, is you are a very proactive listener, and you hear things that are being inferred and maybe not directly said. So I think that that's a skill and a gift of someone who is really understanding the whole context, not just what we know to be true for us, but really what we've experienced. So, in the world of marketing, so let's get to this next question, is there's a lot of really masculine bro marketing.
Oh, absolutely.
That's just one term I've heard it called. So there's very masculine bro marketing. There's this really big agency marketing. There's all the social marketing, and there's all of these different things that just as a new entrepreneur, especially, tend to become just this cyclone of options that we have a hard time navigating. And then as you scale your business, you kind of find your lanes, and yet there's still all of these different things pulling on us. What have you seen as the differentiator that helps you navigate your clients, whether it's, the solopreneur, the small business owner, or these large agencies, to really identify what's best for them to lead either themselves, their teams, or their agencies, their companies down the right paths? Like, how do you differentiate that?
So it comes down to a couple of things. And yes, you're very right. There's so many options when it comes to marketing in general, online marketing, offline marketing. Although I will say, if you're only doing offline marketing, you're probably losing out, because 90% of the population uses some form of online marketing to figure out who you are. That being said, there are a ton of options. What it comes down to is who you are at your core and what you're comfortable with. I've had clients in the past who wouldn't touch AI with a 10-foot pole. It just felt really uncomfortable for them. It didn't feel authentic to who they are. That's awesome. I've got other clients who use AI to write all of their content because they've gotten really good at creating something that can write for them. And that's awesome for them. It is really about stepping back and understanding who you are, and more importantly, who your audience is when you're marketing to them. But when we talk about marketing, we have to, I like to call it your non-negotiables. What are the things that you won't do, right? If you are not a hard salesperson, okay, it doesn't mean that you don't sell. It just means that you maybe sell in a different way than somebody else.
Right. We're all selling in some degree.
Exactly. But there's, and I know we've all had that feeling around sales. People say it all the time about, the salesman, the used car salesman kind of sales.
Right.
And I think that leans a little more towards bro marketing, where it's very much a, punch them in the face with whatever it is they're struggling with, and, yank them into buying from you, whether or not it's necessarily good for them. And I think as a woman, what we found, especially in the last several years, is that women don't want to run their businesses like that in general. That's just not something that they want to do. And so if we're able to come at it from a different direction of, you still got to stop them. You still got to make them understand what they're struggling with. But as a female, you can do it in a way that's maybe a little softer and doesn't necessarily punch them in the face, doesn't necessarily create anxiety in them or any of those negative emotions. You can do it in a way that's actually congruent with who you are. So it comes down to when I'm working with clients and talking about them leading their own business, it's stepping back and going, okay, how do you want your business to look? What do you want your brand to be? What do you want your brand to sound like? How do you want it to make people feel? Those are questions that are essential before you start getting out there to market your business. I will say, if you start marketing without asking yourself those questions, sometimes you come off as inauthentic because you're not really sure how you want to do this. And if you're going to market your business, if you're going to be a business owner, you get to lead. No matter what type of business you have, you get to lead yourself, you get to lead your clients, you get to lead your team if you decide to create one. It is all about leading.
Looking to grow your business beyond 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures plus? What I want you to do is go download this book. The title is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. It will help you grow your business past 5, 6, and 7 figure. Go download the book today. Growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. and download the book for absolutely free.
So for you, what do you feel like is the biggest tip in leading yourself first? Either that you've been given yourself or that you just find tried and true and tested that you give others?
Yeah. So the first thing is awareness, being aware of what you're doing and why you're doing it. Because oftentimes we do things and we don't know why we're doing them. If we're aware of them and they're not things that we want to be doing, we can change it. But until you become aware of what you're doing, it's hard to change anything in your life. So I would say stepping back. I actually have one of my coaches had me you wrote down every single thing you did during the day. Every time, like it was very detailed because it brought awareness into what I wasn't doing or what I was doing, those things that you're procrastinating on or don't want to make a decision on, all of those things start to show up. So I'd
those
say
little subtleties begin to show.
Yeah. So I'd say if you're looking to lead yourself better, start there. Really understand, what do you do during the day? How many hours a day are you actually spending doing something productive as opposed to procrastinating on the things that you don't really want to do?
Yeah. And so that's a great way to lead into, okay, now I know the what, but then you get to reflect and ask yourself why. I love that. Yeah. Great practice. So in the last few minutes, tell us a little bit about ideally how you like to help people, how you lead them to their greatest, highest success, and then how people can connect with you.
Yeah. So I love working with people on a one-on-one basis, whether they're just starting out in business or they're in the multi 6 and 7 figures in business, meeting them where they're at so that I can help them create what it is that they want to create. And it comes in a lot of different ways. I specialize in marketing. I specialize in helping people grow their business. I'm also an NLP master coach. So sometimes we have to pull on your mindset a little bit when it comes to getting yourself out there in the public. But those are the kind of things that I do with my audience. For those that are out there that, are looking to connect, you can head to virtualmarketingexpert.com. Or there's my podcast, Marketing Matchmaker, if you want to listen to all the information I can give you about marketing.
I love it. So we got to meet in a women's group, and we've stayed in touch through that organization. And I saw you rise and evolve inside of that organization and really lead other women. And one of the things that I felt like was probably one of the greatest qualities that I saw is the power to ask really intentional and important questions that are, how do I say this, that I don't want to knock anyone else, but you're great at asking questions that help us as the other side of that question reflect on the answer, so that I never ever felt like you were asking me a question that was manipulating or leading me to an answer you wanted. And I think oftentimes in marketing, specifically in we'll call it that industry, I see people trying to help, but they're so linearly focused, like they just have this silo that they live in, that every question they ask is going to lead back to, oh, I can fix that. I can help that.
Right.
I can do that. Rather than helping people come to their own answers and naturally bridge that trust so that they see the value of working with you because you help them come to a place. All of that I say to ask you, how critically important is trust for you in your business, for yourself personally, and then going forward with clients?
I think trust is honestly the most important thing. We say it all the time. You have to know, like, and trust the people you're working with, whether they are clients of mine or whether I'm a client of somebody else. If I don't trust who they are and what they say, then it's going to make that almost a combative relationship rather than a partnership. And I always want to go into any client relationship as a partnership. I want to partner with you to help you grow your business, which means really leaning into that trust, building that trust, and helping someone. Honestly, sometimes it's about teaching them to learn to trust themselves, what
So
it
much.
was they originally wanted is actually what they want.
Yeah. And that's how we find our authentic voice to then speak to our ideal clients, is on that basis of trust. And I think that that's been, I know for myself personally, that's been something that I have really just benefited. Just being in your world is hearing those great questions and having the space to reflect. And you've done great work. You've advised me on some amazing things. And I just see you as such a leader in integrity and character in your space. So I just want to give you shout outs and kudos for that.
Thank you.
So thank you for being on the show. We're going to wrap up here. Obviously, we'll put all the ways that people can connect with you. So if you're in the entrepreneurial space and you're looking for a way to market yourself, to reconnect to your ideal people, maybe you've kind of got stuck in buying into some of the gadgets and the widgets. I am totally one of those people who, there's got to be a shortcut to doing this. Really, there's not. Sometimes it's just about doing the work and really being authentic to connect with your people so that they know they're getting all of you in the best, most honest capacity. So if you need that help and someone that's going to help you get out of your own way to do that, I highly, highly recommend working with Jen. She's just an amazing leader and she is just such a collaborator. So thank you, Jen. Your podcast is amazing. Check out The Marketing Matchmaker. And thank you for being here today, helping us lead better and just leading me also in this space. So grateful for you. Be sure to connect with Jen and we will see you on the next episode of the Strategic Advisor Board Leading Ladies.
Hey, we all want to scale our business. Hey, I have the answer for you today to help you do that. If you're looking to scale from 5, 6, even 7 figures and beyond, book called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. I'm going to give it to you for free. All you have to do is type in growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and you can download the book for absolutely free. I hope the book helps you this year. Take your business to the next level. Again, go grab the book, growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. I wish you the best and grow, scale, and win.
Thanks for listening to the Leading Ladies podcast with Karen Gray. Please leave your feedback and visit strategicadvisorboard.com to get the latest and greatest best business advice on the planet. Follow us on social media for updates, and we'll see you on the next episode.
There it is. Magnum. Holy moly.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
Dear God, it's beautiful.